Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and welcome to April. March 29th, the month starts off with the concentration of energy and focus in your 9th Pisces house and 10th Aries house of reputation and career, publicity and fame. Neptune just entered Aries at 0 degrees, the Fool card in the tarot, and the degree of new beginnings on March 31st as well. There's a beautiful new moon solar eclipse at 9 degrees, and the portal of energy remains with about 6 to 8 weeks before and after the eclipse felt the strongest and culminating within 6 months by the time of the Aries full moon, October 6th at 14 degrees. Sorry, my dog is walking around in the background and he just let himself outside. Sorry about that, Cancer. This powerful eclipse was in a wide sextile with the planet of transformation, Pluto and Aquarius from your 8th house of death and rebirth, magic and transformation. There could be a burst of energy or opportunities that unfold that can transform your life starting now and over the next few months around career matters, meeting a significant opportunity to change what you do for work via networking or friend groups or working with, a humanitarian group ends up changing the work that you do. For instance, maybe a friend introduces you to volunteering at a shelter or preparing aid packages for areas in the world, and you get a business idea that can not only help those in need, but also be able to make a living off of it as well. For example, it could be some collaborative effort or a business that you can start with others, or for instance, like an earth-based business, like creating something unique that you and others can profit from. Let me see, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, there's a mycologist in our area who has developed a protein-based mycelium, and I think you can appreciate this because Cancers, we like to cook and we like nurturing people. Mycelium is the base or the root of the mushroom that grows in the ground. It's like a network. It has a ton of protein in it, which is interesting to learn, and it's a sustainable solution to animal-based protein, and it can also help decrease greenhouse gases like methane, because animals that are farmed for food produce a lot of greenhouse gases through digestion and manure management. So the alternative is, they can take this plant-based protein, they can grow it, take this mycelium, and then they wrap it around mushrooms, particularly lion's mane. Lion's mane, if you don't know anything about it, helps with like cognitive function. It helps your body adapt to stress. It's like just look it up. It's a really great mushroom. I have a whole mushroom series on my other channel about health benefits of specific mushrooms like lion's mane, but I'm going off on a tangent here. Anyway, so what they do is they take this mycelium and they can wrap it around these lion's mane mushroom nuggets, and that they are contracting with the local schools to serve at lunch is a healthy alternative that also supports cognitive function. So that's just like a random example that I came up with there that I'm thinking of. And I guess I'm thinking of this too because Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus offers unique solutions to earth-based things, being in the sign of Taurus. Okay, moving on. So there's definitely a new chapter developing here in the 10th, and it can even involve public recognition or reveal, a new ambition or clue as to what you want to do in the world or the legacy you wish to leave behind. And with the solar eclipse, it can come true in a powerful way with this wide sextile from Pluto in the 8th house. This could also be a healing change, especially since you still have Chiron, the wounded healer, in your 10th house around your identity, creating a new identity that will emerge now and over the next several months. April 8th through April 30th, Mercury goes direct in Pisces at 26 degrees, showing a slow but a forward momentum in 9th house matters such as publishing, travel, higher education, good luck, learning, foreign language, lucky travel, belief systems, philosophy, gurus, flying, planes, airports, doctors, lawyers, legal settlements, and contracts, just to name a few. If you had anything at a standstill in those areas, you can start to see progress now, but you can also see progress having to do with 12th house matters, since Mercury rules Gemini and also Virgo. The Virgo for you is the 3rd house of neighbors, siblings, your local community, your vehicles, your local travel within your own country, marketing and writing, speaking and social media, This is also where we build our skills up to increase our ability to earn money. Don't sign any contracts if you can. I would say still wait, because Mercury won't fully be out of shadow until about April 26th. Uranus and Taurus in the 11th house is sextiling the stellium and Pisces in the 9th. And you have a lot of condensed activity going on in this 9th house. So, and you probably know this by now, because you can't, it doesn't go without notice. We have Venus, the North Node, Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury here. Neptune moved into Aries at 0 degrees on March 31st, but it's still in conjunction with these late degrees Pisces planets and points. You can receive downloads for artistic inspiration around a book, a fantasy book, something like that you would publish over the next year and few months starting now. Could also be something to do with photography or film, Instagram, broadcasting. Maybe it's something old but done in a new or unique way because of the good flow from Uranus. For example, maybe you're writing some new kind of genre, book genre, excuse me, or I'm going to have to pause 1 second. Or you're developing a whole new film style, and maybe you'll be collaborating with friends or a small group on this, and it could be a way to generate income. Because we have Pluto in a money house, the 8th house making a sextile to Neptune, newly moved into Aries in the 10th, could definitely be creative in nature, and maybe with a humanitarian bend, like you start a photography business or develop a book series that is unique somehow, but you tithe a portion of the proceeds to a charity of choice, and then maybe you end up making even more money because of this good karma factor that's being created that you have built into this, given it the signature into this new business or career. It can also be like an internet-based project or business. On April 12th, the full moon in Libra at 23 degrees will happen in the 4th house of home and family, property and family conditioning, and it's trining Jupiter and Gemini in that 12th house, affecting you most from 19 to 28 degrees. But Uranus and Taurus makes a funny aspect to this full moon. It's called an inconjunct, and so will that stellium in Pisces. I don't really see this as harmful, though. It's just more of disconnected energy, and then Chiron will oppose this full moon exact from the 9th house of belief systems, religion, higher education, publishing, legal sentiments, etc. You've been focusing on this Pisces 9th house for sure, in your Aries 10th, without a doubt, for the past several months, especially because you just had that solar eclipse at the beginning of the month. But now home and family is where you feel the most secure at this time. You could be spending time at home with family. There could be a significant healing story of past life issues within the family conditioning. It could be a healing that's showing results. And there goes my dog. One moment. Okay, there could be a significant healing of past life issues within the family. It could be a healing that is showing results within the family due to a period of therapy. It can also look just like when the healing is starting to happen in career matters or opportunities that are arising, home needs you the most. Home and family could demand your attention most when things are also, happening up there. At the same time this is going on, we have Mars in your 1st house, sextiling Uranus in the 11th house of friendship, and trining Venus, Saturn, and the North Node, that stellium over there in the 9th house, Pisces. This beautiful flow could be a smooth, happy, lucky time through opportunities coming up to socialize, network, meet and join new groups, volunteer opportunities, nonprofit work, business ideas with friends, or even opportunities for long-distance travel, because we have the 9th house lit up again as well. And with all of this more public positive flow, it could be at odds with the need to be at home due to a family matter or just something going on at home. Who knows, maybe a pipe burst in the house or something like that. Or let's see, it's Libra, so maybe it's an aesthetic issue, the painters painted your living room the wrong color, or I don't know. There's some good stuff happening, though, at this full moon. And yeah, so I think even with that quincunx, which quincunx is 150 degree, planets being apart, meaning that there's basically just nothing in common energy-wise. And a lot of times the struggle is between those planets, just finding a common ground or balance, between them. On April 13th, Venus goes direct in Pisces at 24 degrees. Venus is exalted in Pisces in the ninth at Pisces degree. You can start to gain momentum in creative projects, travel for work, public appeal and recognition, finding love while you're working or traveling or flying or at an airport. Or you could even meet someone while you're at an educational event or through college courses somehow. There could be lucky breaks or word of mouth from a friend or a group or message coming through the internet or social media. Because we have Uranus in the house of friendship, sextiling Venus in the ninth house. Venus rules your 11th as well. You can also start to see progress in that other Venus house, which is the fourth of home and family, which Libra rules. If there was any stuck or stagnant energy or something that needed to be healed or discussed in a loving manner, especially you had that full moon there just the other day. Mercury in Pisces can be a very deeply healing way of communicating and a very empathetic way, and almost at like an unseen level, like being able to communicate without talking, due to like the depth of Pisces and Pisces being ruled by Neptune. Also, Venus is moving into a trine with Mars, her lover. This is going to be nice energy for, almost 2 months. Yeah, 2 months. Sitting in your first house, the physical body and the way the world interacts with you in your life, overall is your first house. You know, some people call it like the avatar that we walk around in this world in, and that would probably be a fitting description. This is big energy because as Venus and Mars race together, they're talking to each other from the ninth house over to your first, and then they will shift into your Aries 10th house and your Leo 2nd. So this could be like a love and money story here, or a continuation from the first house, from the ninth, progressing to the 2nd and the 10th. And so this love and money story starts off here in the long distance travel house, meeting a significant fated life partner, finding a publisher. Again, it could be fated, partner coming into play, especially with the North Node, karmic Saturn of past lives, divine Neptune. And then Mars in your first, trining those, planets in the ninth. You could have a sudden opportunity come up to travel, and in doing so, you could meet the love of your life, and it could be a romance story for the books. Yeah, so if travel opportunities come up, I would say, seriously think about it. Music could be involved somehow. Like maybe you go somewhere like out or in the public or local, but it's a foreign band, or the person you meet could be in your country, but from another. The story then progresses with you glowing up in that 10th house as Venus moves there. Money opportunities, being more beautiful, publicly, even on days that you don't feel so. You definitely look it. Being more in demand, a new job, good relationships with females at work, loving, finding love at work, loving the work that you're doing. You could be very active in going after your career goals or looking for meaningful work with Mars moving into that second house. Work that makes you feel not only secure, but it will give you purpose. And with it being in Leo, it could be work that fulfills you creatively, or work that you're doing creatively, or even with children. They'll be traveling together all the way until the first week of June. When they start to separate, they kiss each other goodbye and go their separate ways. Feel a little sad saying that. I think because I have a strong Venus, she's the sole planet in my chart according to Vedic astrology. The planet with the highest degree is usually your soul planet in Vedic astrology. And for me, she's in Taurus, so yeah. We also have more Venus in the mix, as she'll be conjuncting Saturn, the North Node, and Mercury throughout the whole month of April in your ninth house. It will be on the 22nd, the North Node, Venus, Saturn will form an exact conjunction at 26 degrees before slowly separating. And Mercury is also in the mix in that conjunction. And it's being sextiled by shock and awe Uranus in your Taurus 11th house. Again, there could be some happy fated circumstance related to travel, love, new friendship circles, or social outings where you can meet the love of your life. If you have any invitations this month, my sweet Cancers, take it, get yourself out there. It could even be from a past life whenever you have Saturn in the mix. Maybe you go to a fundraiser that has like a foreign element to it, or it's for foreign children or foreign people, and maybe that's where you'll meet this person. or maybe a cultural event that you go to. If it's not love, it could be a tip or a connection related to a publishing opportunity. If you're a writer, or a collaboration could be in the works. Okay, let's move on from that. April 19th through June 18th, Mars is fully awake, ready to rip and roar as he goes into an energy he likes, fire sign Leo, leaving your first house where you spent a lot of time due to the retrograde, and is moving to the second of self-esteem, banking, property, land, the food that you eat, your diet, your mouth, face, immediate family. If there have been problems at home, within the home, with family members, renovations with the home, you can start to see relief and momentum now as Mars is heading into this, energy that he can do more in. There can be more fun in expressing yourself, feeling happier, less heavy. The second house can represent also immediate family. So maybe you're being active with family or children. You have to be careful also with Mars in that second house, because you can spend more money on family, because Mars, fire sign, burning through that second house. Or you're just acquiring assets and not realizing how much you're spending. Maybe beauty treatments, for your hair and your face. With the second house being highlighted, hair is covered by Leo. Maybe you want to color it lighter with highlights. Mars is moving fast, and he's moving full steam ahead in that money house again, so be careful of the spending. Mars also rules your fifth house of creativity, love, children, romance, and winning, and your 10th of career. So you can also start to see progress in these houses as well. The next 2 months are a great time to move forward with money-making ideas, building security. You'll be very driven to protect your assets, your bank accounts, and your family. And you'll be also very driven to focus more on yourself and less on another, to feel secure financially, to build up your resources, to earn. And you could also be doing something creative, artistic, theater, acting. Just a few examples, as a vehicle to make money as well. April 20th through May 20th, the sun moves into Taurus, your 11th house, highlighting group activities, becoming more popular, social events, socializing for fun, networking, gaining recognition or fame even for something that you accomplish in the 10th house of career, because the sun was traveling through the 10th and now it's sitting over there in the 11th. Or you could simply go viral online for a video, for example. Maybe do makeup tutorials. Taurus, is a Venus-ruled sign, or gardening or some other Venus-ruled activity, and it has overnight success. You could also just be feeling like lighter, happier, ready to plant a seed for a dream. On April 27th, the new moon in Taurus at 7 degrees. This gets a little bit crunchy. In your 11th house, and it's felt most Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising from 4 to 12 degrees. So if you're at the later end of Cancer, you probably really won't even feel this, or even the middle. You could be looking at new beginnings around friend groups, new beginnings around socializing, new beginnings, to be out and about more. Venus rules your 4th, so you could be finding a tribe that feels like family, or finding a family that is supporting some dream or goal you want to accomplish in this lucky 11th house. However, it's being squared by Mars and Leo in the 2nd, and then Pluto and Aquarius in the 8th. Also by Neptune. Mars and Leo and Pluto and Aquarius are exactly opposite each other at this time, in 2 money houses. This is the last of the opposition, by the way. This energy is nothing new, so I don't think you need to, get worked up or get scared, okay? We have felt this energy since last November, and then it happened again in January. Okay, so the lesson is showing up around power struggles, finances, me versus ours, sharing deeply in love and money, you striving to free yourself from codependency on another person. These issues can be on the table. Feeling powerless in a shared money situation with a close partner. Maybe there are karmic debts that you're trying to fulfill or eliminate, or you're recognizing a need where you need to build up your skill set more to make more money, to feel more secure in your ability to earn on your own. Or you have to invest more money into classes, to build that skill set. And, maybe that's like the struggle with the 8th house. You need to take out a loan or something like that, because you need to free yourself from depending on a partner's resources. Mars rules your 5th house and your 10th, so it would be a good idea to maybe use creativity to start a second stream of income or some side hustle to pad your bank account. And in turn, as you start to depend on yourself more to support your needs and fulfill that desire for security, you can find your self-worth and your self-esteem building when you know that you can take care of yourself. Yeah, I think that's about all for now. I want to see if there was one more thing. It'll probably come to me long after I've moved on. But remember that this moves quickly. Mars is now full steam ahead, direct, in motion. And I would say this crunch is only going to be there momentarily, and then it moves on. And there are other good things happening around the time of this, opposition. So, and again, it's nothing new. So I'm not telling you something that you haven't already experienced, Cancer. Per aspera ad astra, through hardships to the stars, my friends. We'll see you in May.